Hello, welcome to the Life with Joey Calvo podcast. I am Joey Calvo. I thought I'd do a little musical interlude into today. The last podcast I just did the YouTube. This time I did it with the podcast itself as well. Now, last time that we did an actual podcast, we were celebrating 2,000 downloads, and life has kind of gone to hell since then. It still has, but I decided I'm going to bring it out on the podcast part for right now. So what has happened is I've kind of given up on my life, per se. Anything good in the future, I don't see. So, had some of the songs you heard. I threw some Robert Palmer and the late Robert Palmer in there, and Stevie Wonder, and Eric Carmen, and Blue Magic. I had to throw the very sad one in there, Sideshow, because that's what my life is feeling like right now. It feels like a sideshow. It's very depressing. It sucks, but I have to take what I gave to it. It's been hard on me. It still hurts me for what I had to do about it, but I couldn't make any more choices. I couldn't afford to make anybody uncomfortable anymore. I couldn't take it to where life would be great, and and throwing yourself at people is not the greatest thing in the world, because you wind up getting hurt, and I learned that as well. But people turned around. I said, I'm a Wonder Woman fan, so I gave up thinking about Wonder Woman. And I stated I love long hair women. I stated I gave up on that. But everybody assumes it's all because of a superheroine. No. It has nothing to do with Wonder Woman. It has nothing to do with long hair. It was just on how I've been treating people recently. That's it. That is truly it. It is the relationships that I've been trying to build that I've been destroying. It has nothing to do with Wonder Woman. Do I still love Wonder Woman? Yes. I just won't fantasize about it right now. And in reference to long-haired women, I'm just feeling that, I'm going to see them. Sorry, guys. That's the next part of the story. It's just I don't see what I'm looking at coming. That's it. That's all I'm saying. In reference to the podcast, I'm waiting for someone to get back to me. We were supposed to do one last week, and unfortunately, they couldn't make it. So we're rescheduling that one. There's another one we're looking at for July. So there may be a possibility this podcast might go on hiatus for a little bit. Again, like it did the last time. I don't know. I've had someone tell me that I should keep doing the podcast. My therapist kept saying, this is my therapy. Yeah, some therapy I'm having. It's not helping me. Um, just so much I wanted to do. And instead of being patient and letting things happen as it's happening, I kept pushing it forward. And it's not the greatest thing in the world to do. Because you're not making things better. You're literally pushing them away. You're scaring them. You're creeping them out. Hence why I threw the Stevie Wonder song creeping into it. So I mainly just gave up what my future could be. That's it. In reference to the one thing that I'm looking at wanting to do for my life, I didn't give up on it. It's just it takes a little more. Good God, I'm going to get to that why this is happening in a second. I didn't give up on that. It's just it takes a little bit more time, and somehow I can manage that, but I can't manage my own life. So that one we're being a little more patient on. We're working on that. Now the reason why I'm yawning over the past couple of months, I been having some little issues. I can't say. Well, they're turning into health issues slowly, but somehow I came across some bed bugs, and they have been biting me up, left, right, up and down, everywhere in between. So at night, when I try to go to sleep, I can't because they're biting the hell out of me. And by the time I do get some sleep, it's either right around this time or a little earlier in the day. And then, try to make sure in reference to work, sometimes I almost oversleep on that. So, and so that's been thrown into lingo. I do still have a part-time job, just to let you know. So I didn't lose it yet. I'm close to it if I call out one more time. And I couldn't get around it because I had kind of had a little injury when that happened. But they understood that. So I didn't give up my future relationships because of Wonder Woman or long-haired women. I gave it up because of me, and preventing people from seeing that of a person who's going to throw themselves at them and push and try to control, and it's not right to anyone. It's not right to any beautiful woman out there. Matter of fact, I posted on my social media this morning about ways to stop your partner from cheating. And I still got to get it on Twitter. Twitter's always the hardest one to get it on. So I had to break it up. But my personal Facebook page got it, and my Instagram page got it, I believe. And I think it's on the podcast, it's Instagram page too. But I've been just throwing so much stuff out to the point where I am now literally just leaving people alone. Um, because I really don't want to hurt anyone anymore. I don't want anybody uncomfortable around me. I don't want to creep them out. I don't want to, I don't want to do a lot of things because it's not right to them. I mean, if they if someone wants to have a relationship with me and is fine with me as I am, um, then all great for that. But it's almost like I'm asking too much of people, and that's not right either. I mean, there's things I do want, but eventually it will happen when it happens. But just right now, it's just like it's like I'm just throwing everything out there. It's like I'm throwing everything in the kitchen sink out there. And instead of it sinking, it's hitting. And I'm not happy about it. So I've even gotten to the point now where I've literally told all my Twitter followers, and I'll even say it to my Instagram followers and my Facebook followers. You want to unfriend me, unfollow me, that's fine. And I will understand why, no questions asked, etc. But a really good person to follow, and she's been on the podcast before. I'm trying to get her back on again. She's an actress. She's a supermodel. She's a philanthropist. She's beautiful. She's amazing. She's been very supportive. And her name is Carol Alt. So if you go to the anchor.fm/Life with Joey Calvo, it's the first 2020. There's a 2-part podcast with Carol Alt on it. You got to listen to it. Like I said, I'm hoping to have her back on because there's more stuff that that we could all learn from her, even beauty tips. So if you want to unfollow me on Twitter and Instagram, go to @ModelCarolAlt. And believe me, you'll enjoy hers. Because she, like I said, she'll give out beauty tips. She has 2 amazing cats. She does great reels. She'll tell you about her. She was just out in Italy late April, beginning of May, and she does movies in Italy. So she does still act. I don't know if she actually does it all in Italian or they subtitle it for her. But you really got to check her out because she has a lot to give. She has a lot more to give than I could right now. I mean, right now, yeah, I could say this is happening, this is happening, this is happening, and I'm going to say that in a little bit. In reference to the 4th of July week here in Philly, but in reference to really learning things, Carol has a lot to share, especially on Twitter. and Instagram. Between those two, she has a lot. She'll bring out a lot. She every Tuesday she does what she calls a shoe day Tuesday, and she shows off pairs of shoes. Um, of course, a lot of guys just go like, yes, it sounded like I was begging like a dog. But you take one look at her. I mean, I started calling her Wonder Woman. Believe it or not, it she looks it, and she turned around. Funny thing, she actually got back to me on it, and she started laughing because she's like, every time you say that, I start cracking up. I said, well, that's because you are a Wonder Woman. You're that beautiful. The hair and everything. Um, Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Um, so yeah, she she has a lot to explain. And she's a sweetheart. She's a very good person. She's down to earth. Um, we've got to be friends over the past 3 years, and I mean, she has been nothing more than a boost to me, like other people that I know. Um, and if I really wanted people to unfollow me, I'd rather people follow her because like I said, you can learn a lot. She has health and beauty tips that she gives on her social medias. Um, she may go back to the raw foods, which you really got to ask her about that because that kind of was very pivotal in her life. So that's something else that you might want to go to her about. She has a website, carolalt.com. It should be, I believe I have it on the bottom. If not, I probably took it out a long time ago. But I think I have it in there. Yes. Oh, here it is. It's on here. You got to check out my dear friend, model Carol Alt, at www.carolalt.com. She's got, like I said, she's got not only beauty tips, she gives the story of her life, everything in between. But she has recipes on there. Very good, healthy recipes. And hopefully, in reference to me, if I ever get a place, I definitely want to make the banana pancakes on her version of banana pancakes because they look good. But that, like I said, that's it. If I wanted anybody to unfollow me or block me, go to Carol. Go to Carol because, like I said, she's a great person to get to know, and she maybe has more of a heart than I do right now. Now we're coming up to the 4th of July. We're at June 1st. We're in June, folks. Summer's coming around. And here in Philadelphia, we have what's called the Wawa Welcome America Festival. So, if you are a Demi Lovato fan, you're going to want to be here 4th of July because she will be performing on stage the art museum for free on the 4th of July. I forgot who is with her that night. I don't know if it was. I don't think it's Ja Rule. It's somebody. I probably have it on. It's probably on one of the other. Oh, wait a minute. You can go to welcomeamerica.com and you'll see a lot of interesting things that will be happening here. Okay. Actually, go to July4thphilly.com. So, in reference to Vanessa Williams will be here July 3rd. She will be performing at Independence Hall with the U.S. Army Field Band and Soldiers Chorus, and she'll be there. Ludacris, that's who will be here. Ludacris will be here with Demi Lovato on the Benjamin Franklin Parkway on 4th of July. And if you're going to come, bring a chair and get here super early for that. So it's Ludacris and Demi Lovato here 4th of July. Free concert. Part of the Wawa Welcome America festivities that will be going on here starting June 19th on Juneteenth and going to the 4th of July. So if you go to July4thphilly.com, you will see all the events that are going on between June 19th and the 4th of July. There will be fireworks going off after the Demi Lovato Ludacris concert, which normally ends. They started at 7, usually about 10 o'clock. They say 10 o'clock, but it always goes past it. About 10 o'clock, the fireworks go off from behind the art museum. Always great to see. If you cannot make it here to Philadelphia for that, you can. I don't know if it's going to be streamed like they did the past couple years, but if you go to NBCPhiladelphia.com or NBC10.com or NBC10 Philadelphia, if you Google NBC10 Philadelphia, it'll bring you to the website for Channel 10 here in Philadelphia, because they're the official media sponsors of the Wawa Welcome America. Another thing that they do once a year is they have a Wawa Hoagie Day. And what they do is they will make, and I mean literally, they make a lot of hoagies. They're all I think they make them. I think they make shorties. Either shorties or I think they make shorties though. Either shorties or the mini classics. Not the large ones, but like the next mid size. Like a half hoagie type. But most of the time, I think they're shorties, and they make them either Italian or turkey. I think. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do the same thing like they do every year. I think it's turkey and Italian when they do them. And they give you a juice and chips and stuff. That's going to be between the National Constitution Center and Independence Mall, the Independence Visitor Center on 5th and 6th between Market and Arch. So, and I believe that's June the 30th. No. Today's the 1st. I think it was June the 28th that they're doing that. And it's from 12 to 3. And they give out like 7 tons of equivalent to 7 tons of food. I did it one year. Oh boy. It was crazy. But it was worth it. You know, especially when you go to, especially the 4th of July, they have the block parties. So what they'll do, I went early one year. The one year I went like super early. And they had all the fruit punches and the lemonades and everything lined up. And you helped yourself to what you wanted. And if you're lucky, you got samples of other foods and stuff. They had games and so on. It's worth going to, folks. Like I said, go to July4thphilly.com for that. So that's what's been going on. Yeah, I'm still in that depressed stage of the, everybody's throwing the, oh, you're in the woe is me stage. I'm not in the woe is me stage. I am definitely not woe is me. I've been feeling like a woe is me for about a day, but after what I've done and how I've gone at things, that ain't a woe is me. And if you're a so-called friend and you turn around and you tell me that I belong in a mental institution, not only do I unfriend you, I block your ass. Okay? Because it's not, I don't turn around. Even if you're frustrated at me, you don't tell somebody that they belong in a mental institution when they're down in a depression and you're thinking that it's all because of a fictional character called Wonder Woman. Again, had nothing to do with Wonder Woman at all. Nothing. It's just those thoughts of kind of what I like to do, I let go. Okay? I let go of them for right now. I actually upset someone of no fault of their own because of me. So I know how bad it is when people hurt me. But I feel just as worse when I have to turn around and hurt someone else because of me and protected me from them so they don't get to where everything leads to really me shutting down the world. Like I've been slowly trying to do. And watching everybody live a happy life, and I just walk and walk and walk. So, If you're following me on Twitter or on Instagram and you want to unfollow me, you're welcome to do it. But definitely check out Model Carol All. So it's at Model Carol All. And follow her. Like I said, she's awesome. She's a great friend. I'm surprised she hasn't yelled at me yet because she hasn't figured out what's going on with me. Because I turned around and I when I posted for everybody to follow her, she was like, "Oh, that's so awesome! You are so awesome." She doesn't know why I did it. But you definitely should follow her because she has a lot more to offer right now than I do. And again, who knows when the next podcast will happen? We may still have one this month. We may not have one until after the 4th of July. We may not have one until August. We may not have another one, period. So, I mean, the one that we were supposed to do, that we started to do last week with Lisa Ellery, former classmate of mine who has been on the podcast before in the beginning and has like 3 of the top 10 podcasts. Actually, the third one's about to fall off because some others are starting to catch up. She's got a seminar coming up that she wanted to promote. So we were trying to do it another way and it didn't work. And I'm learning right now that what I'm using right now for the podcast part, it may work on it. So we may be able to do it still. We just don't have an exact date on it. But definitely do understand, I do care about people. I really do. Those of you that have supported me and listened to these podcasts and watched these on YouTube, I have nothing more than thank you for that. We're getting up to 2,100 downloads. We're about 23 short of 2,100 downloads right now. So I thank you all for listening to them, at least. Even if you're listening to it for 2 minutes, thank you. The last one that I did without the podcast actually got 33 views on it because I kept plugging it. Like, this is how I really feel. So if you want to follow up on what's going on with me, the one I did on YouTube, you've got to watch that one. Because that really explains it more than what I just did now. I kind of just gave you a little snippet of what's gone on since. I'm probably still in that same mood, I'd say. But I am not saying goodbye to the world. Okay, I'm going to clarify that. I am not leaving the world. I have no reason to say goodbye. I may be depressed and on the lowest point of my life, but I will not jump off that lowest point and say goodbye. I have no reason for that. Because I do still feel some things are there. And I kind of still want to be there for that. Hopefully for that. So I'm not saying goodbye to the world. So you could all feel better on that. It's just, I'm just going to, walk away from everybody. Let everybody enjoy their lives. Let everybody be better themselves than I could be with them. Some do say, "Oh, you're a great friend." Well, kind of right now, it's deep down, it's like, I need more than a friend right now. I mean, you know, there are some guys that do miss the action and all in that particular fun. I miss it like crazy. And so it made me sound desperate when I'm thinking it. So that's another reason why I'm protecting everybody from me on it. Because I don't want anybody to be pressured that I'm rushing them into something, or I'm pressuring them to do something that they really don't want to do. So on this point, I am going to let everybody enjoy their day. I thank you so much for watching the Life with Joey Calvo podcast on YouTube, listening to it on Anchor.fm, otherwise known as Spotify for podcasters. Also, in closing, when you're talking to people, and I've done a podcast on this before, watch what words you actually say, because if you, like I said, if someone turns around and tells you that you belong in a mental institution, okay, like I said, I was done with them right there and then, and literally cut them and blocked them. I never want to hear anyone say that they belong there. Okay? I don't say that to anyone, no matter what. And I try my hardest never to downplay anyone either. It's not worth it. So when you are saying something to somebody and you really feel for them, use the right words, because you tell them that they belong in a mental institution, you're going to drive them up the wall, literally, and it's not worth it. Okay? It's not worth it to you. It's not worth it to them. And I will never tell anybody that they belong in a mental institution, ever. The best I'll say is, you'll always be wonderful and caring and kind. That's the worst I could be. All right. You guys all take care. God bless us all. Thank you for watching the Life with Joey Calvo podcast on YouTube. Thank you for listening to it on Anchor.fm. God bless you all. Bye-bye for now.